Metro is one of my favorite franchises ever created, so I decided to install Metro 2033 on my PC because I played Metro Redux on the Xbox originally, and I wanted to see what the difference is, considering Redux is more of a remake. Turns out the biggest difference was that this guy wears a hat in the remake. But what really didn't change was what I had imprinted in my memory in this game. The little things that made me feel at home and gave me nostalgia. Like the little animation 𝓲𝓂𝓹𝓁 does when he's AFK with his gun. You know, when he breaks all the gun safety rules, flipping it around like it's a skateboard, doing a sick kick flip. Or how he heals himself with weird needles he found. However, a difference I did notice was the options menu having a generic soldier picture that I believe was supposed to represent 𝓲𝓂𝓁, even though he's 20 years old, looking like a 30 to 40-year-old. Everything felt kinda more cheap in this version, but everything as said before had a familiarity, aside from 𝓲𝓂𝓁's voice. I could hardly recognize that for some reason.
The tunnel grew colder.
Once in the game, I noticed that everything felt a little bit more like a PNG game, such as this wheel.
Shit is always breaking down in here. Use the auxiliary hand system to open the gate.
Disappointed!
Anyways, I digress. I'm going to tell you about how my computer could absolutely not handle playing this. And here's just some of the moments I struggled with frame rate. It was on a dinky laptop, so I'm gonna give Metro that for sure. After getting out of the very first building, I noticed something strange about Miller's eyes. They looked a little like he realized he needs to and is currently defecating at this very moment. If he wasn't, he would be soon when he was taken out of the gameplay when a sequence of mutants clawing at him begins, and then it switches to 𝓲𝓂𝓁's gift card collection.
𝓲𝓲𝓁, you're awake at last, I see.
Well, now he's up. If you know the Metro 2033 story, you don't need me to repeat it to you. But if you don't know the Metro 2033 story, well, I think this part of the script is like way too harsh. I don't want to say that. Why did I write that? Is it because I hadn't slept for 2 days? What the hell?
But you should have died at birth.
And that's to be taken super personally, and definitely not because I want an excuse to skip past necessary plot points. Like 𝓲𝓂𝓁 saving the world from its nuclear problems by dropping another nuke on an entirely innocent species. Instead, I'd rather talk about how I considered setting this man on fire while he had a silly expression on his face, and then I proceeded to play with a wheel on my mouse instead of taking the rat infestation seriously.
Shoot them! You shoot them! Take the ladders! Come on! Wake up or we're all dead! Save me! Come! Save me! Save me!
And how, right afterwards, I refused to give a starving child money so he could take me to the man I needed to talk to.
Are you 𝓲𝓂𝓁? Hey, there's a man at the Black Street waiting for you. He's kind of big and scary. And he doesn't smell good either. Ugh. I'll guide you there for one bullet. Okay, find him yourself then. And you're really greedy.
And that makes me a realist. When I met up with Bourbon, things started to get interesting.
Really attack group.
Alarm system, ancient, but quite efficient. If you want to arrive unexpected, try not to disturb the cans. Watch your step. Any crunch or crack will give you away. Oh, a tripwire! An excellent way to get rid of the blind and daredevils.
Here, bitch! These bullets are for you!
There were some mutant enemies along the way as well, but surprisingly enough, me and Bourbon managed to outrun them with our low frame rate.
The bridge is a nasty place, so here's the plan. I'll keep you covered and you watch my back. If we work together, we'll make it. But don't play hero boy. I'm in no mood to get killed today.
I don't feel like there was much else to show considering how atrocious the frame rate was on my computer, but I do hope the footage I have provided fills up the video nicely. But the rest was just some kids telling morbid stories happily to each other while one is crying for some reason.
Go too far, they get caught by the mutants. And the mutants eat the kids' brains, and those kids become mutants too. So when you see your friend, when he comes closer, and then roar, your brain gets eaten.
And this guy being the most happy, enthusiastic, unhopeful to come into contact with humanity, and thinking that they have all died, but ecstatic and devastated person I have ever seen.
This is Moscow Metro, over. Does anyone read me? Please respond.
It was super fun to revisit Metro. God of War, Metro, The Walking Dead Telltale, all those games will always be some of my favorite video game franchises to ever exist, and I highly recommend you revisit some of your faves too. People should always take time to go and revisit things that they fell in love with once, and make time for hobbies they love too, of course. But yeah, with all that said, there's not much else to say. So take care of yourselves, have a decent day, and stay determined, out the way.